First thing, I want to let you know, it's more of a warning, but I've never been an MC before. And you'll realize that very soon. But I'm not a comedian. But I was asking some people, what do you do? What does an MC do? And everybody said, well, start them off with a joke. Well, I'm not a comedian, and if you told me a joke out there, I've already forgotten it. So I thought I'd maybe start you off with maybe a little bit of wisdom. And it's going to be very little wisdom, but it's a better way to start you off. I'm sure that when y'all were growing up, that your parents all warned you of the evils of alcohol and drinking. So I thought I would touch on that a little bit. This is a true story, so pay attention. I was out with some friends one time, sometime last year, about 6 months or so ago. It was an annual outing. We're on the river, and I'll just add that the river was raging that day. So it was, we had a good time. It was hot. We were visiting a lot. And of course, there was adult beverages included in this, and there was a lot of them. So the day goes on, and so we go back to the cabin. Everybody freshens up a little bit. The guys go out, and they were sitting around the fire telling lies, of course, having some more drinks. The ladies were in the cabin. You could hear them giggling like a bunch of high school girls. So not too long, I said, I'm going to go in there and see what's going on. So I go inside, and they were joking and having a good time and having a drink. And one of the ladies said, hey, you'd be good at being the MC at my event next year. Well, I could hardly stand up and see her at the time, so I'm going, well, hell yeah, I can do that. So let's go forward about 6 or 7 months. Actually, let's go forward to last week. I got a phone call, and this lady says, are you ready? I said, ready for what? She said, you're the MC next week. I said, what? I thought that was a joke. Well, it wasn't a joke. So here I am. And a lot of those people are here. So the evils of drinking are real. Let's see. One of the things they told me was, as the people that are running this thing, I said, what are my duties? And they said, your duty is to introduce individuals who will in turn introduce a lot of other individuals. All right. The second thing I'm supposed to do is stick to the script. All right. You can forget that. That ain't gonna happen. We're already off the script. All right. So I've already broken the first rule, but I do want to make a few comments here. One, you're going to see they got booze scattered around this whole place here, and we want you to have a good time, but please drink responsible. I'm being serious now. Please drink responsible, especially for those who drove in that are going to be driving out tonight. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Next thing is, something I want to say, is it takes a lot of work to make something like this look easy. I mean, y'all walked in, you got all dressed up, had a drink, you visited with your friends, you come in here, everything is beautiful. I've been in here since about 5 o'clock. This place was a disaster. And this team here put this all together like clockwork. There's a lot of work to make this look easy. So I'd like to, and she said she didn't want this, but I'd like to thank Kara Harmon and her whole team, whoever it was. I don't know all of them, but I'd like to thank her. Give them a big hand. They worked hard and they deserve a little recognition, although she told me, please don't do that. I've already broken the rules. What difference does it make? All right. The first thing on my list, or the first person I want to bring up, is Jeff Kester. Hold on, Jeff. Just hang on. I'll tell you when to come up here. During the evening, a lot of individuals are going to be introduced, and rightfully so. These people have worked hard. They've worked hard for you, and it's nice. Jeff's going to give a more formal introduction, all right? But before His outgoing majesty takes the stage, I want to say a bit of a general introduction about these people. Not just the slate of people coming up tonight, and there's a lot of them that are coming up, various roles, but I want to talk about the people that came before them, the ones coming up tonight, and the ones that are going to be coming in later. Takes a while. I've only been involved with this group for, I don't know what, 6 years, something like that, about 6 years. But I've seen how these people that get on these committees and this, I call it the slate or the chairs, I've seen how hard they work. I want to say a little bit about them, just a little bit, and Jeff will be more specific in his introduction. But these are very successful, dedicated people, and they've made a lot of sacrifices. You know, their job is to sell real estate or to sell stuff, real estate, houses, barns, commercial, whatever. And that takes a lot of work being where they are. When they get involved with these committees and going through the chairs and all that stuff, that takes a lot of time. That's a lot of sacrifice from their families, from their children, that's redundant, but from their family life, their church, their social things. It's just from life in general, they sacrifice a lot. And they do this for you guys, for everybody in this whole organization. Here, the ones that can't be here, the ones that are watching on, however they're streaming it, they're doing it for y'all because they care. This industry, as you know, is changing. It's changing now, and it's going to change a lot more in the future. And I know one of the things that all these people do is they're keeping an eye on what these changes are, and they're trying to organize their thoughts and get that information out to you. So I think one of Janet's campaign slogans was ideas. If you got ideas, don't just sit on them. Bring them in some fashion. Bring them to some committee meeting. Send them to Janet. Just send them to her. Send them to Rick. There you go. Send them to Rick. Yeah. But bring those ideas in. But all these people, the past, the present, and the future, they all deserve a big round of applause. They do a lot for you. So thank you for that. All right, now that we're hopefully off schedule, it's my honor and pleasure to bring to the stage your outgoing 2020 president, Mr. Jeff Kester. The epitome of leadership and professionalism. Now, as a show of hands, how many of y'all have seen this guy when he wasn't wearing a suit? Come on. Can you get a hand? Let me give you a hand. Come on, you're doing okay. Social distance. Come on. Yeah. All right. So, all right. Hang on a second. Okay. I lost my place here. We're way off schedule, but you know, we were supposed to start at 6:30. What time is it now? Don't look at me. 8:45. Yeah. All right. I've lost, you know, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Yeah, Jeff is going to introduce a whole lot of people that deserve being introduced. So, Jeff, I'm going to turn this over to the page for you. There you go. There you go. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What?
I'm gonna need that.
Well, you want this? Yeah, okay.
What?
Hang on. Some of the people in the back are saying they can't see you. Hang on a second. They can't see you for the podium. Here. You want to step up on that? I'm just trying to help.
Are you?
Yeah, so you want so they can see you in the back. 'Cause a lot of them couldn't see you.
I think I'll be all right.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. 'Cause I don't want you to hurt yourself.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
All right.
It's all yours now.
Okay.
Remember, I tried to help.
Are we? Thank you, Bill. You're doing a great job. What are you doing? Are you staying up here?
I'm right here. Yeah, I'm not going away because it's got to be good.
Okay. All right. Well,
Wow, is that you?
that is me.
Holy mackerel.
You know, Bill, I'm glad that you made it clear to everybody that
And this suit even fits.
you've never emceed before, because I know that's probably the biggest shock of the evening, that you're not a professional.
I've got a whistle and I'm not afraid to use it.
Yeah. So I had a lot of jokes to tell about Bill to introduce him as the official MC tonight, but I think we're good, Bill. I mean, I think we're.
Well, I was going to take the mic.
We're not. No, I got a lot of stuff to read up here. No. I mean, seriously, I got pages of stuff here. Okay. You really are going to stay up here? So. Hey, Bill. Ann wants you.
I told Ann that as long as I see her sitting at the table and not under the table, that I'm doing okay.
Okay, all right. So in all seriousness, oh God, that ship not only sailed, but it sank in the harbor. I am excited to welcome you to the 2021 Missouri Realtors and Missouri Women's Council of Realtors Installation Banquet. It's my pleasure to first introduce the 2020 Missouri Women's Council of Realtors leadership. Please stand when I read your name. 2020 President Lynn Van Meter. President-elect Sandy Grassmuck. Vice President of Membership Tammy Cheryl Short. Secretary Terry Gander. Treasurer Sherry Rickle. And Governor Isabel Jimenez Walker. Thank you to the 2020 Women's Council of Realtors leadership. And now, the dream team as it was in 2020. President-elect Janet Rodriguez Judd. Treasurer John Mayfield. Treasurer-elect Andrea Sheridan. Immediate past President Brenda Oliver. And CEO John Seabury. Thank you, team. Before we serve dinner, we want to thank the organizations and individuals who are major sponsors for this evening's event. Their generous financial support has made the event possible, and in addition, you can all find all of their names in your program, but we'd like to make special mention of the following group. Please hold your applause till the end. St. Louis Realtors, RE/MAX Results, USA Mortgage, St. Charles Realtors, and Missouri Women's Council. Thank you. We're also pleased to welcome honored guests and additional Realtor leaders. Please stand when I announce your name. Mark Harder, St. Louis County Councilman. Mark Stallman, Baldwin Alderman. Terry Murphy, MREC Education Director, who is attending virtually tonight. Terry, in case I clapped for you too. I just want that noted on my CE file, please. And many other leaders from Region 9. Additional honored guests will be recognized later in the program. So now, for once, just once, this guy gets to follow me. I have followed in his footsteps in state leadership. I have followed in his footsteps in local leadership. And I have followed in his footsteps in my current role. And now he gets to follow me. Please welcome my coach, guide, and mentor, Miles Nonig, Missouri Realtors past president, and Ann Halterman-Figg from the Kansas City Regional Association of Realtors, and Kayla Johnson with St. Louis Realtors. Come on up to the stage.
If you'd all be so kind, please, to rise. And I think at this time, more than ever, reciting the Pledge of Allegiance is going to mean more. So if you'd follow me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the
Please remain standing and join me in reciting the Realtor Pledge. I pledge myself to strive to be honorable and abide by the golden rule, to strive to serve with my duty and through my community, to abide by the Realtor's Code of Ethics, and to strive to protect and aspirational ideals, to act honestly in all real estate dealings, to protect the individual rights of the real estate ownership, and to widen the opportunities to enjoy it, to seek better to represent my clients by building my knowledge and competence. Thank you.
Well, it says here that Jeff is supposed to welcome Miles Knowing of Missouri Realtors, past president, Ann Halteman of the Kansas City Regional, and Kayla Johnson. That's done. Miles. Where's Miles? You're there. National anthem. Ann, she's done hers. They didn't turn the pages for me. Bill, hey, I want to thank all of y'all. I know it's an honor of welcoming the Honorable Mike Keogh to the stage as he makes his way to the podium. We'd like to play a brief clip recognizing the governor's installation that took place about a week ago.
I, Michael L. Kehoe,
I, Michael L. Kehoe,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
and the Constitution of the State of Missouri,
and I will faithfully demean myself
and I will faithfully demean myself
as Lieutenant Governor of the State of Missouri.
as Lieutenant Governor of the State of Missouri.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to the stage. Pleasure to have you here.
Well, thank you, and I haven't seen that video before, so I realized my son didn't shave, and so now I have to go home and call him real quick. But thank you so much for having me here today. I told Sam and John that before we install a few folks here, I want to say a couple of words about how much I appreciate the support from this organization. As several of you know, I'm in the sales business as well, now political sales, but formerly Ford and Lincoln dealer, and so I understand the commitment that it takes to be a part of an association, the commitment it takes from its members to take time off from your largely commissioned sales jobs to come to events like this. And I can tell you that Sam and John and your association, tons of members in here who visited me at the Capitol that I see all around the state, have been incredibly generous and supportive of myself and my family and our efforts in this crazy political world. And it wouldn't be right if I didn't start off by just thanking you from the bottom of my heart. I don't take for granted anybody who helps somebody, provides resources. The organization's done that. Many of you have done that individually to lots of different political leaders, by the way. And I think that pays dividends for your industry in the long run. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you so much for your support. I would tell you that Sam Licklider is probably one of, if not the most, respected people in our state capitol. And so that's the right person you have at the right job, so thank you. He's also bought a car from me or two, so I'm hoping for some future business, of course. It's my honor now to install the 2021 officers of the Missouri Realtors. Would the following officers please come forward? President-elect John Mayfield, Treasurer Andrea Sheridan, and immediate past President Jeff Kester. They're all coming. Welcome. You're good. We're not calling the police or anything. There's no mass police here right now. The mic is on, by the way. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly affirm that you will, to the best of your ability, live up to and abide by the Realtor Code of Ethics and by the bylaws of the policies of the Missouri Association of Realtors, and further pledge to work diligently for the growth, development, and welfare of the members of the association? If you so subscribe, please answer, I will. You may lower your hands. But the script does have everything on it, by the way, Bill. So, by the virtue of the authority vested in me, I declare each of you installed in your respective offices and vested with the powers thereof. Please accept my sincere best wishes for success. You can go be seated, but before they do that, let's give them a great round of applause. Before I depart, I wanted to just make a couple of brief comments. A lot of people, when I walked in, asked me what's going on in session, what's going on in politics, what's going on in economic development. As I mentioned, John Seabury, very involved in our Hawthorne Foundation, which is a key economic engine for our state. And I thank him for doing that and his continued help in doing that. I wanted to just quickly tell you just a little bit. I don't want to make you nervous standing behind me, but as many of you know, as I mentioned, I'm not a politician by trade. I was born in St. Louis, washed cars, worked my way up, and finally acquired a Ford and Lincoln dealership in Jefferson City, served in the state Senate. Many of you came to visit us on your Capitol days. I would encourage you from all the different regions to continue to come to the Capitol, visiting your legislators. You just don't have any idea how good that is for your industry to tell everybody how important you are in your communities, what you're doing in your communities, no matter where I go, from Poplar Bluff to Joplin to St. Joe to Hannibal to all points in between. Realtors are involved in just about anything I go to. Realty groups, chambers of commerce, different initiatives within the community, and for you to be able to make sure that the elected officials that represent you understand how important you are to your state's economy is incredibly important, and I would just want to ask you to continue to do that. After serving, ready to come out of the Senate, Governor Parson became governor, called me and said, I know your term limited out, but I'd like you to consider serving as lieutenant governor. That was back in June of 18. Probably the most humbling calls I ever got. Matter of fact, I went home and told my wife that night, we're getting ready to go to bed, I said, honey, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think I was going to be Missouri lieutenant governor? And she looked at me and said, honey, you've never been in my wildest dreams. Fortunately, that's where the joke comes in. Fortunately, my wife Claudia and I decided to go the next step, as did Governor Parson. I'm very happy that Governor Parson made the same decision to run, and thankfully to people like you, in November we were elected. He was elected as governor, and I was elected as lieutenant governor. We work very well together. Mike and I are constant communicators, don't always agree, but that's good. It's fine with us. His wife and my wife work a lot on mansion projects and different mentoring initiatives with Big Brothers, Big Sisters, etc. And so I just want to reassure you that the leadership and all the other statewides all work together. Treasurer Fitzpatrick, Secretary Ashcroft, Attorney General Schmidt, we're all trying to make sure we just do things that move Missouri forward. And I wanted to mention, because a couple of people asked me about this, the realtors have been incredibly involved. I'm an economic development guy. My Chamber of Commerce, I was the economic development chair and played all those roles as I went through my business career. And I know economic development drives our economy, it drives your business, and it's good, it's what's good for all of us. As part of that is the governor has the two initiatives of infrastructure and workforce development, and this group has been incredibly supportive of our attempts to increase funding for MoDOT for our infrastructure. Our increase hasn't come since 1992 was the last one. I tell everybody it was a very liberal governor named John Ashcroft who did that. That was a joke for those of you who know John Ashcroft. And so it's time for us to do that again. We've tried a couple times. You guys have been helpful back in 2018. Thank you. But we've got some great initiatives coming before the legislature this year, and I think in some form of a gas tax model, I believe that we're going to see if we can work through that funding. And as you know, when infrastructure improvements come, bridges become safer, roadways become wider and more useful for traffic, it helps everybody along the corridor. So it not only helps the people selling that real estate, it helps the people who are going to eventually live there, or the businesses are going to move there, and employees and expansion. And so we think, and the governor and I are very much involved in trying to make sure our infrastructure stays strong and expands, because we think that's probably one of the best building blocks to our state's economy. We'll get Sam and John more information as we move forward, but we have several different ideas that are somewhat new to the legislature this year that we think could probably help MoDOT's funding. And I just want to tell you that our office does all kinds of things. We are advocate for seniors, we take care of veterans, we have the Missouri Arts Council, we work on tourism, we work on a lot of different economic development issues. But workforce development and infrastructure is what we're going to continue to do. We're going to continue to move the state forward, our economy forward, let Missourians have jobs and help themselves, give them a hand up and not a hand out. And we'll continue to be a great state and lead the nation in job recovery like we are right now. So thank you so much for having me. Thank you again for your support. Have a great evening, and God bless each and every one of you.
thank you for being here. It was a pleasure and an honor to have you with us tonight. I'm going to find out where we are now. Hey. It's time for one of my favorites. Miss Tammy Tucker, would you please come to the podium to deliver the invocation, which means we're close to dinner.
Thank you. Please stand and we'll say a prayer before dinner. Such a special night and such a beautiful room for such a special friend. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we just come to you now, and we're just so thankful for this beautiful evening to celebrate all realtors in the state of Missouri. Lord, we thank you for our business this year. We thank you for the protection of our health, and we ask for the continued blessings of our health. We ask you that our business will continue to prosper, and we just trust you to take care of us. Thank you for this food and all that you've given us, and thank you for our friendship and time that we can share together. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Tammy. All right, we got a robust program coming up tonight with a lot of entertainment at the end. We'll be serving dinner now. For those joining us virtually, they'll be signing off with a live feed. But before we go, I'm going to go off script again. I think too often these people aren't recognized, but I'd like to recognize all the people that took a part in setting this room up and serving and taking this stuff away, and just they're a big part of making this a successful and a fun evening. So a big round of applause for all these Hilton people. And not just the ones that might have heard this, but the ones in the back that never get seen. They do a great job, and we do appreciate it. Dinner is served. We'll be back in I don't know how long. I'll call you when it's ready to start. Where you left off. Hate to cut dinner short, but my handler said this is the way it's going to be. So we're going to continue on. Please continue with your dinner. It's pretty good. I'm going to take 1 second here. I was in real estate for a couple of years, and I was with a great broker up in Kearney, Missouri, Miss Rue Lovett. She couldn't be here tonight, but if she's watching this live, Rue, we love you. Sorry you couldn't be here. Hope to see you soon. That's it. All right. Please welcome to the podium Miss Lena Robertson of the Greater Springfield Board of Realtors to deliver a special message this evening.
Good evening. It was exactly 26 years ago on this date that I had the pleasure of working as a paralegal for an incredible man and a brilliant attorney who is being installed as the president of the Greater Springfield Board of Realtors. And the speech that he gave that night had such a profound impact on those who attended that it was memorialized and hung in the Greene County Courthouse, where it still hangs today. I've read that speech more times than I can count over the last 20 years that I've been in real estate, and each time that I read it, I'm moved by how much that speech represents our profession as well. I read this speech at our installation at the Greene County, or at the, Greater Springfield Board of Realtors at our installation, and Janet was in attendance. And she asked that I share it with you tonight, but before I do, please know that I have taken some literary freedom, such as exchanging the word attorney for realtor. Trust is sacred. Individuals trust their health to doctors and dentists. They trust their accountants with the management of their money. They trust architects and engineers with the soundness of their structures and products. The public has entrusted us with the truth. Whatever we've done to cause the public to lose respect for us, we must change. We must remember and live by this. Our first duty is to our association, the system that we serve. If we live by this, our conduct can give no one cause for complaint. We will seek to solve disputes, not create them. We will make things simpler, not more complex, easier, not harder. We will see the formality of the process not as an obstacle, but as an affirmation of our traditions, traditions that have worked. Our clients do not need for us to be angry. They do not need for us to be petty or mean-spirited. They easily manage this all by themselves. It is because this comes so readily to them that we are needed to calm the stormy seas, to be steady at the helm, and to find safe harbor before all is lost. If we cannot, as a group, do this, then we will all go and be not missed or mourned. If, on the other hand, we are the solution to the problem and not the cause, if we are the grease and not the grit, everyone will feel better about us, and we will feel better about ourselves. Unless we honor our profession by what we say and do, we cannot expect anyone else to do so. James W. Newberry, January 21st, 1995. Madam President, I know that if we hold these ideals, if we hold true to these ideals, along with your leadership, Missouri Realtors has a very bright future. Thank you.
Thank you, Lena. That was beautiful. You would join me now in honoring the past presidents of the Missouri Realtors for the countless hours and boundless energy that they have given to continue to give this great association. Will all the past presidents of Missouri Realtors please stand to be recognized? At this time, I'd like to welcome Donnie Allen, the 2021 chair of RPAC Missouri, to the stage for this evening's RPAC Hall of Fame recognition. Thank you. They were holding their applause until the end.
That's right, thank you. In 2001, the National RPAC trustees established the National RPAC Hall of Fame for Realtors, whose contributions result in an aggregate lifetime total of at least $25,000. Each year, a small select few are inducted into this prestigious group at the Realtor legislative meetings and Trade Expo in Washington, D.C. Their names are etched onto a plaque on the rooftop of the Realtor building in our nation's capital. Please help us honor those Missouri Realtors who are members of the National RPAC Hall of Fame. All Hall of Fame members' names through 2019 appear on the screen. I would like to ask them to stand. Thank you. In May of the past year, Missouri had the following new inductions into the NAR RPAC Hall of Fame. Would the following please stand and be recognized as I read your name? At the $25,000 level, Deborah Ahrens. Sandy Grassmuck. Sean Moore. Janet Rodriguez Judd. And Penny Rombach. At the $50,000 level, Deanna Wolf. And at the $100,000 level, Robert Borgman. Obviously now it says, please give these outstanding leaders a well-deserved round of applause, which you've already done. I would also like to recognize those elected to serve as RPAC trustees this year. Please join me in congratulating Jessica Hubbard, Jordan Salisbury, Lisa Sell, Dave Soto, and Cass Williams on being elected to serve as RPAC trustees. I would now like to welcome Missouri Realtors CEO John Seabury to the stage.
Thank you, Donnie. It is so good to be here, and everybody having a good time? Hopefully you enjoyed the Emerging Issues Forum and other things that have been happening, and everyone that we hear who's joining us virtually is loving the experience as well, whether it's the OWL cameras or somewhere attending an event like this. Oh, I'll take my mask off, I'm told by the photographer. So I have probably the easiest job here tonight because I get to recognize all those who aren't going to be up here being installed. Of course, you've already met the outgoing leadership of the Women's Council of Realtors for 2020. The 2020 Missouri Realtors leadership were recognized, and then you'll meet the 2021 leaders here soon. But with our partnership with the National Association of Realtors, there are so many institutes, societies, and councils that are our brothers and sisters, and many of you are members of these organizations, whether it's CCIM, SIOR, and many others. So if you are a leader in one of those organizations, especially a chapter here in Missouri, we recognize you tonight and thank you for what you're doing, because we're all one big family and we're all so much stronger when we stand together. So a big congratulations to you. But also, we made a really big effort in 2020 to create chapters of multicultural organizations in Missouri. So we haven't recognized them at an event like this before, but we also want it to be known that Missouri Realtors last January voted, the board of directors voted to pay for the startup costs of any new chapters of multicultural organizations in our state. So there are already 2 chapters of NAREB, which are the Black Realtists, as they're known, 1 chapter in St. Louis and 1 chapter in Kansas City. 3 members of our leadership team are members of NAREB. You don't have to be Hispanic to be a member of the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. You don't have to be gay to be a member of the LGBTQ plus Real Estate Alliance, but you can be an ally to all of these. And you're encouraged, and the Missouri Realtor Board of Directors voted to encourage the startup of as many of these as we can get. So congratulations to all those who are officers in those organizations this year as well. Thank you very much. And it is now my honor to welcome to the stage Bill. Come back. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Listen, I had the opportunity to just see the list on this RPAC thing. It's a lot of money. You've got a very, very strong political action committee here, or group. You raise a lot of money and they do a lot of really good stuff. This is off script here. This is off script. It doesn't take $100,000. Anything you've got helps. It gets results. So just keep that in mind. It's time now for the 2020 Council of Realtors Annual Awards. Please welcome 2020 Women's Council President Lynn Van Meter to the stage. What a pleasure. I wish Steve could have been here. Thank you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Here, you're going to need that.
I will. It's now time for those awards. The first award this evening is the Member of the Year. Tonight's recipient has a long list of accomplishments and has been chosen among the local network honorees of 2020 for this state award. I have the honor to present the Missouri State Women's Council of Realtors 2020 Member of the Year Award to Miss Terry Gilgore. And now it is my pleasure to present the Missouri Realtors Entrepreneur of the Year. This person has had success in business and has continued to grow their business. They have an outstanding career and have contributed to their network, their board, and their community. This person is a realtor member who has answered the challenge to not only stay in real estate, but to show that she can succeed. Sorry, page is stuck. It is my honor and my privilege to present, sorry, I love this girl, Tammy Cheryl Short. The final recognition. Don't you people love people that cry? Is for the 2020 Excel Award. This is a relative novice, and the recipient must be a member for 3 years or less. As a new member of the local Women's Council, this winner has shown that she knows how to jump in and get involved quickly. She has demonstrated excellence in cooperation, leadership, and education. She has been selected among the network award winners as outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Becky Klein. I will now invite Dina Wolf to the stage to conduct the installations. There she is.
Good evening. It's very much an honor for me to be here in front of you this evening to perform the installation of Women's Council State. I have the joyous distinction of conferring the installation of our Women's Council of Realtors officers tonight. In the life of every organization, it falls to the lot of some to lead and others to follow. Today we pay tribute to our retiring officers and salute our new leaders. These members are elevated for a brief time as officers to plan, to work, and to serve. Then they step back and follow while others lead on. Will you now join me in recognizing the 2020 Women's Council of Realtors who are retiring? Will you all please stand? They are retiring. Thank you, ladies. At this time, I would like to offer special recognition to Lynn Van Meter, who served as Women's Council of Realtors President 2020. Lynn, we'd like to present this little trophy here for you because you did such a wonderful job. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Someone see my phone? It has my speech. Maybe it's stuck here. There it is. It has been my pleasure this year to serve as the Women's Council President. We have faced challenges, every single one of us, but we have survived, and I think we've grown closer and we've grown stronger. We were able to actually, through COVID, have more people attend our Women's Council meetings via Zoom. I just want to thank all the strategic partners that worked hard, and to all of the people that we worked with across the nation. If you're not a Women's Council member, it's a great organization and it's helped me to grow. Thanks again for the opportunity. Hand that to you.
All right. Lynn, I guess I was supposed to say these words to you now. Okay. So, you have all served well, and undoubtedly you have gained experience, which will always be retained. Your new role will be to help and support the officers who follow. Our heartfelt thanks to you. Let's give these officers a round of applause. I now declare these offices vacant for 2020, and thank you. Would the newly elected 2021 officers of the Women's Council State Network please come forward as I call your name? President-elect Tammy Cheryl Short, First Vice President Terry Gilgore, Treasurer Beth Burton, and State Liaison Lynn Van Meter. Watch that. Okay. Ooh, that's shaky. All of you have definite jobs to perform, but most importantly, you can create a strong support system for the President. Your duties include serving on the governing board and any other extra special assignments which the President may give you. Now I would like to introduce the 2021 Women's Council President, Sandy Grassmuck. Sandy, it is exciting to install you into the highest office the Missouri chapter of Women's Council of Realtors can bestow. We will all look to you for leadership that will bring us great success and harmony in all you undertake in 2021. Officers, are each of you ready to accept the responsibilities of your various offices? Please raise your right hands. Do you solemnly promise and swear to administer the office to which you have been elected, to do the best of your judgment and ability, conforming to the bylaws of the Women's Council of Realtors, observing and enforcing at all times the Code of Ethics, and supporting at all times the activities and interests of the Women's Council of Realtors? Then by virtue and the authority conferred upon me, I declare each of you to be duly and officially installed in your respective offices, and I extend to you my heartfelt congratulations and good wishes. Members, may I present to you the officers of the Women's Council of Realtors for 2021. And now, President Sandy Grassmuck, could you say a few remarks?
See, I printed my speech so I wouldn't lose it. First, I would like to give a big thank you to my good friend Dina Wolf for installing us 2 years in a row. She must really be loved. Thank you again, Dina. It is such an amazing honor to be installed as the president of Women's Council of Realtors in Missouri. But it's even a bigger honor to be installed when you're being installed with your good friend, Janet Judd. So happy to be a part of this event. You know, you don't, to be a great leader, you don't have to be great. You just have to have a great group of other leaders around you to make you look great. I can't tell you how excited and blessed I am to have an amazing group of leaders that truly make our Women's Council such a great organization. Our officers are amazing. I'd like to thank Tammy Cheryl Short, Terry Gogor, Beth Burton, and Lynn Van Meter. And Lynn, wow, what a tough act to follow. She led us through a crazy year last year, and she was a true leader through all of it. Also, our local presidents are amazing. I can't wait to see how they grow all their networks. Lastly, all the countless volunteers that volunteer their time each year to make this organization what it is today. I couldn't lead this organization without all the amazing leaders. Women's Council of Realtors is a national network of successful realtors advancing women and men as leaders in our business, our industry, and the communities we serve. Women's Council provides an environment of collaboration where members build and maximize relationships for personal and business success. When members share their time, talent, and experience, our industry as a whole is advanced. I truly love being involved with Women's Council. It is a group of professionals like no other in our industry. I have met professionals that have a special bond, not only at the local level, but at the state and national levels too. This organization has enriched my life, and I would like to share it with others in the industry. This year, we are focused on building and growing those relationships and growing each network in our state. If you haven't been to a Women's Council luncheon or an event, I invite you to get with your local Women's Council and see what they're all about. If you're not sure how to do that, just please ask one of us that you've seen tonight. Lastly, I would like to thank my wonderful son and my beautiful daughter-in-law who are here with us tonight. They're buying their second home together next week, and I'm super excited for them. I also would like to give a huge thank you to my amazing husband who allows me to be me. All the crazy hours that come with this industry and the countless volunteer hours that he puts up with. I love all three of you with all my heart. I'm looking forward to a very exciting and successful 2021 for our Women's Council of Realtors, State of Missouri. Thank you all.
Thank you. Okay, we gotta turn around. All right, and our MC, yep. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's now time for two very special Missouri Realtors Annual Awards. With Jennifer Piglowski, 2018 recipient of the Missouri Realtors Salesperson of the Year Award, please come to the podium to recognize this year's recipient.
Good evening. In your program, you will see the list of past Realtor Salesperson of the Year recipients. Could all of the past award recipients please stand to be recognized? We revealed this year's award recipient during the September Business Conference. I am honored to be able to recognize our 2020 Realtor Salesperson of the Year Award again this evening. The Realtor Salesperson of the Year Award was given based on demonstrated commitment to realtor ethics and cooperation, activity in the local, state, and national association of realtors, advanced education and professional designations, community service, and sales volume. Please join me in recognizing Hank Vogt with this honor for 2020. Unfortunately, I don't think Hank was able to join us this evening, so we're going to play a brief video clip from our award presentation this past summer.
We're here this morning to present a very important Missouri Realtors Award.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Piglowski. This year's recipient is committed to professional and high ethical standards. They have served your local board as president and have held numerous committee positions and leadership roles here. At the state level, they have attended the Missouri Realtors Business Conferences and events since 2010. They have served as a state director for your association for the past several years. Their involvement within the National Association of Realtors includes attendance at national conferences and events since 2013, as well as their dedication to the betterment and preservation of the real estate industry. And this year's winner of the Missouri Realtor Salesperson of the Year Award is our friend, Hank Vogt. Again, in Hank's absence, let's also give him one more round of applause.
Very nice.
Thank you, Jennifer. Congratulations, Hank. Please welcome Lenora Kay, 2018 recipient of the Missouri Realtor of the Year Award, to the screen to recognize this year's recipient.
Good evening. I'm Lenora Kay. I'm in Branson, Missouri. Sorry I'm not with you guys in St. Louis. Janet's having a wonderful evening and she's going to be a great leader. But I'm honored this evening because I get to recognize the 2020 Realtor of the Year. The Realtor of the Year is a member that exemplifies their faithfulness to the principles of organized real estate, to laws and regulations of his or her board or association, and to the code of ethics of the National Association of Realtors. The Realtor of the Year also demonstrates efforts to encourage good real estate practices among all real estate brokers and salespeople, time spent with the press and the general public explaining real estate and everything that we do in our profession. Additionally, activities in civic affairs within their local and state and national association. The business accomplishments are considered in selecting the recipient of this prestigious award. And it is my honor tonight to present this award to a very special person. He's been a great realtor and will continue to be one. He's also a great leader, an encourager, and mentor. And if you ever want to make your heart smile, you just need to look at him. I'd love to recognize my friend, T. David Rogers, as the 2020 Realtor of the Year.
Congratulations, Hank and T. David. Your credentials show your dedication and the reason you were selected for these important awards. Please welcome Missouri Realtors 2020 immediate past president, Ms. Brenda Oliver, to the stage. Yes, you do.
I have the wonderful opportunity to say a few kind words about someone we all love, and I truly love this guy, Jeff Kester, the Missouri Realtors 2020 president. While Jeff actually left office on December 31st, he will continue to be on the leadership team next year, as I have been during Jeff's term as president. And I want to thank him for all the kindness and courtesy that he showed me in that position, and I really, really enjoyed serving all the years he was on the leadership team, but especially under his leadership. He has a unique skill set that has served us all well, and I want him to join me at the podium now. Jeff, can you come on down? If any of you don't follow Jeff Kester on Facebook, I would certainly recommend you friend him. He has the most articulate way of expressing what a common sense person ought to think about everyday issues, and you're all laughing because it's usually couched with a little bit of humor. Those special skills in communicating, like I say, have served us well, and I want to take advantage of having him here with me tonight to explain something that I'm sure a lot of us need to know. If you're watching us at home, those of us in live attendance received a wonderful gift when we checked in from the State Association, and I would like for Jeff to explain to me exactly how to use this logo gift, which is emblazoned with this year's theme, Ideas Matter, and to share with all tell me how you use this, because I don't know very much about sex toys. You want to tell me after the meeting? Okay. We'll get to that later. It came with a little bottle of lubricant. In honor of Jeff's service for the last year especially, he is going to take home with him tonight a wonderful commemoration of his service, and this is a traditional gift that the Missouri presidents are always awarded with, and I had to add a room onto my house to take care of this big old thing. But the Missouri Eagle is something that all of us past presidents do really appreciate. And then we also have, thank you, Bill, we have a very little envelope, and I always believe that the best gifts come in small packages. So I hope you'll tell us what's in it and open it up before you leave. But I'm going to give you the opportunity now. I'll take your Eagle back and take care of it for you as well as my orange thing. And we'll give it to you when you go home in the morning.
Okay.
So, Jeff, would you like to I'll take care of it. I'm going to let you have the microphone to tell everybody goodbye.
All right. Thank you, Brenda. What she didn't tell you before she embarrassed the hell out of me was that every president benefits from the mentorship they get from the previous president. I only hope that I can provide that to Janet like you did for me, Brenda, and I truly appreciate it. It was kind of like old times here for a minute, just being up on the stage with you again. I was scared to death you were going to introduce a marching band, but we probably don't do that now, so you guys have heard from me enough in the last 13 plus months. But I want to, whether you are going to be in local leadership or state leadership or of a society or council, and you are a realtor, so you are a leader, regardless of what your position is. But I want you to remember the 2020 challenge. Because while we joke that 2020 was just a messed up cluster, it really proved how good you really are. I am so proud of that Eagle because what it really shows is what you get to do when you're president of Missouri Realtors. You get to hang out and you get like the 30,000 foot view of everything. And you get to see more realtors. And you get to see what they do. And you get to see the greatness that realtors are and in what they do. And especially in a year that you couldn't make this stuff up. We started the year with advocate, lead, and engage. And we did. We set out with a legislative priority of remote online notary, and we did it. Regardless of whether the General Assembly was in the House or not. The risk management, our unsung heroes of risk management, we hardly ever talk about them until something really serious goes down. Then it's like, hey, risk management. And like that, seemingly to us, we had 4 new forms just so we could continue to do business. And in a year where we were surrounded by hate and hate-filled incidents where we could just break everything down and decide that none of us were going to be friends again, we engaged like never before. We made sure that each other were okay. We made sure that our clients were okay. And we said, yeah, we bring on every organization that represents parts of the real estate community or our communities that haven't been heard enough from before, and let's hear from them. And we did. And on top of all that, we proved why in every one of our 114 counties and independent city that realtors are essential. Because that's who we are. That's the 2020 challenge. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye. Oh. My God, it's done a marching band. Where the hell did I do it? Thank you. I love you.
Don't leave, Jeff. You know, part of this I was going to kind of rip you up a little bit and have some fun, but that's gone.
Okay, good, Bill.
I'm not. But I want to say, in the beginning, I talked about the past and the present and the future and all these people and stuff. This is just a perfect testament of that. This guy's been around, I only known him for about 6 years, but he was very active before then. He's been very active in his whole time going through the chairs. And this guy is going to be around way after he walks out of here tonight. This is the kind of guy that's dedicated and made sacrifices. You're lucky to have him. And Jeff, it's been a pleasure knowing you.
Bill, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best virtual president ever, it says.
All right. We now have the honor of welcoming Mr. Lane Morrill. And he's move the podium.
The light is so bright I can't see, so let's just go from here.
Okay.
It is a privilege to be here tonight with my realtor friends. Having served as your president in 1974, it's been a few years that I have seen the realtor organization change. Donnie, I didn't think about it until you were here and thinking that it was in 1963 in Joplin when we installed Brady Stevens. I was still in college at the University of Missouri, having graduated from Drury in 61, and we were doing our installation in Joplin. It was a cold winter, and my wife and I went back to Moberly, where we lived in a trailer while I was still at the university doing master's work with our old friend at the university, doing real estate studies after having been in law school, and decided I didn't want to continue to be a lawyer. I had started selling real estate when I was 16, certainly to the commissioner. I did not sell anything that was not what our family owned, because you had to be 21 at the time. When I went back to Moberly that January night, and it had gotten cold in North Missouri, and our Spartan trailer had a little frost on the window, and I knew that wasn't good. We went inside, and it was bad, particularly when my wife started crying about the frozen goldfish in the bowl. But the years with real estate in Missouri have been unbelievable. In 1974, we had some interesting times. Mr. Licklider, as I recall, the fact that we had to change the law because we did not have any money available until we changed to allow financing. There have been good times, there have been bad times, but there have never been really bad times. I was amazed as I came up tonight here. We did the Facts of Life, Mr. Kratke, in Columbia at the old Ramada Inn. Those were the days when your realtor membership and your realtor leaders gathered together and Kratky even might have drank one or two. Those were great years. We have great years now. We have leadership now continuing as we have, whether or not we have all agreed. Politically, at times, I might have been considered to be a political animal. Who laughed? That's okay, Kessler. You were the leadership for the, what year was it that you were trying to get the Greene County delegation to do things at the Republican convention, and as parliamentarian, I ruled correctly, right? We have had, again, within our realtor organization, the growth that we have today. As national president in 1998, we did some rather decisive things nationally. We sold our building because we were sitting looking at the White House at 777 14th, and it still does not meet code, so we built a new building. And that new building is today right out by the White House, protected by the National Guard. What a challenge. What a challenge. It was my privilege to, with the Secretary, sign the One America agreement, whereby we agreed as a national association with HUD that we are one America. It is our obligation, it is our responsibility to keep it one American, whether we are white, black, gay, liberal, green, purple, or what have you. It is not them, it is not us. Pogo said, we have met the enemy. We have no enemy as realtors. We have each other, and together with everyone, we can accomplish that. We had with us the Lieutenant Governor tonight, who started in this town as a young boy washing cars. Washing cars. Where is he today? Unfortunately, in Jefferson City. No, but he has moved from washing cars in St. Louis, developing his own business, doing his own real estate activities, and participating. We have, and it is my privilege now, to install as our president a person of Puerto Rican heritage, a woman, a former police officer. Look at each of us in our own rights. The opportunities for us are unbelievable. It is only our responsibility as realtors and as individuals to make it occur. And it will, and it can, and it will. If I may, and I can't get to the second page of the script, so I will ask that Janet, if you and Rick would please come forward, and someone throw this first page away, because I didn't read from it anyway. Janet, whether you please turn and look at our membership, at the membership representing all of us, whatever our appearance, whether we have on tuxes or whether we have on nothing. As president of our most prominent trade association in the state of Missouri, you are accepting the position of leadership and the responsibility of protecting the integrity of the real estate industry and the right of private property owners in the state of Missouri. Such a responsibility must be with utmost care and diligence. I know that you will pledge yourself to carry out these responsibilities, and if you do so, will you please indicate by saying, I promise.
I promise.
Therefore, and I can't turn the other page, by virtue of the authority given to me, on behalf of all members, I proclaim you duly installed and wish you the best for the remainder of 2021. And would all realtors please stand and welcome, express, and thank our incoming president, Janet Rodriguez-Judd.
Made me cry. Thank you, Lane. Okay, we're gonna get this for you. This for you. Okay, we've got to do some housekeeping here. Move this around. Here's my note. Oh, you got flowers? Oh, I'm not supposed to see them yet? I never saw them. Okay. Got my notebook here. And you know what? I'm starting to cry. Got my tissue. Sorry. All right, so I'll put that right there. All right, so whether you're here live or you're visiting us virtually, thank you all for sharing this moment with me. I'm so proud to be your president, and I just thank you from the bottom of my heart for this moment. I hope you're enjoying the Winter Wonderland theme. What do you guys think? Has anybody tried the snowflake martini? Yeah? I'm gonna have one when I get done. So that's for sure. Did you know that snowflakes are hexagonal in shape, but their geometric composition changes due to the various atmospheric conditions that they pass through when they fall down to Earth? So that's why no two snowflakes are ever alike. I picked the snowflake as a symbol for our conference because no two of us here tonight are alike. So that's why the snowflake is our theme, our symbol. We snowflakes all represent a very diverse profession. Individuals of every race, religion, culture, and background make up this wonderful real estate industry. But we all stick together like snowflakes do, because we are Missouri Realtors, the largest trade association in the state of Missouri. I would like to start off with a heartfelt thank you to my friends and colleagues at St. Louis Realtors for supporting me and giving me this opportunity to gain more knowledge and experience, and to ultimately serve as their president and now as president of this association. Two past presidents come to the forefront for me, David Fook and Letty DeMay. Where are you guys? Do I see them?
They're somewhere. I can't see because of the light. David put me on my first committee, grievance, and I was hooked all the way. Then one day, Letty DeMay suggested, no, she told me, that I should apply for the Missouri Realtor Leadership Academy. And because I always do what Letty says, I did. And I was so fortunate that it changed my life. I found dear, dear friends that I will love and treasure for the rest of my life. They've been with me on every step of this journey, and they're here tonight. I've got Jamie, I've got Annie, I've got Tammy. Dan Ralston, where are you? He's way back there. I don't know why, but there you are. Thank you for being there, and thank you for being here. Together, we all created a dynamic realtor family, and then we also created a supportive realtor community, and that includes all of you. You're part of that. Speaking of support, I want to thank today's major gold sponsors, St. Louis Realtors, USA Mortgage, and RE/MAX Results. It's a joy to partner with professionals that are dedicated to the American dream of home ownership. I'd like to thank all the sponsors of this conference, and I want them to know that we appreciate them, and thank you for your generosity, support, and your friendship through the years. I'm very grateful to Lieutenant Governor Kehoe and the past National Association of Realtors President Lane Morrill, my dear friend, for the superhuman efforts they made to be here to do the officer installations tonight. I am humbled and honored, and it's a memory I will treasure. My gratitude goes to my broker, Sandy Hancock, and she's right there. Hey. She was my president-elect at St. Louis Realtors, and we worked so well together during the leadership period that I decided to join her company when I was past president. And you should have seen the look on her face when I said I wanted to join her company, because I think Sandy thought she was done with me. But we're here together. My manager, Jay Phillips, is a pleasure to work with, and our office administrator, Melissa Wolf, she's an angel in disguise. She's the one that really has to put up with me. Our wonderful and accomplished CEO, John Seabury. Where are you, John? He's that way. There he is. Okay. Has assembled a truly remarkable staff that other associations marvel and envy. Each and every one of them is committed to always serving our members. This past year, they had to pivot on a dime and learn new skills so we could do our meetings virtually. They made it look so easy, but I can tell you that it's not. Thank you, Kara. Thank you, Maria, for driving this bus and making such a memorable experience for all of us attending. I'd like for the rest of the staff, if they're in the room, to please stand. They've made this hybrid conference a resounding success in my book. There you are. Yeah. I think we should all congratulate President Jeff Kester and his board of directors for leading us through a very challenging but very successful year, which he's told me about so many times. I'm gonna say, you know. We all know Jeff was the right president at the right time during 2020, and I hope he enjoys his new position as immediate past president and as AE of the Greater Springfield Board of Realtors. What can I say about Jeff that Brenda didn't already say? That was so eloquent. And by the way, that's a telephone holder thingy. Yeah, you clip it and then it holds your phone. You got to wrestle with it, but it's not what Jeff thought it was. So, IDs matter. Point Kester. Okay. I love his sense of humor and his political savvy. I got that in the script. All right. He's been one of my best friends for over 10 years. So love you, kiddo. Oh, yeah. Last but certainly not least, I need to thank my dear, sweet husband, Rick, right there, and my children, Justin and Nikki. They're in from out of town, so Mama's really happy. I'm so proud to be his wife, and I'm so proud to be their mother, because to do this volunteer work without their support, encouragement, patience, it's like Sandy said, we can't do it without them. So thank you. I love you guys. Yeah, Nikki's like, yeah, Mom. Justin? Yeah. And that's my family. As I take office today, I'm the first Hispanic, as Lane pointed out, the full-blooded Puerto Rican to have the honor to serve as your president. Rodriguez is my father's name, and Barros is my mother's maiden name. So my full Latina name is Ginette Divina Maria Rodriguez Barros Judd. And I'm welcome. The trust and faith you have bestowed in me and the rest of the leadership team to lead this amazing association is not taken lightly. I took that oath with honor and pride in every ounce of my being. Allow me to explain our 2021 Missouri Realtors theme, Ideas Matter. So let's return to my snowflake analogy. Like I said, every realtor is like a snowflake. We all fluttered down different paths to get to where we are today. We all have our own perspectives and personalities. With over 23,000 members coming to the table with fresh, innovative understandings of our industry and discussing new ideas, we will accomplish so much together. I would like for all of us to remember that we are all more alike than we are different. And once that fact is recognized, we will realize that we have much more in common than our differences suggest. We need to be able to talk to each other about issues without judgment. And that's the only way that we can learn from each other and create change. To those that are quick to point out problems, I want you to be quicker in providing solutions. So let's overcome obstacles together. The entire leadership team, John Mayfield, Andrea Sheridan, Jeff Kester, John Seabury, is dedicated to creating a collaborative, innovative environment where realtors, and that means you guys in this room, feel welcome to share, well, and virtually, not just in this room, I stand corrected, feel welcome to share, develop, and implement their ideas throughout all of our terms. We want that to happen through all of our terms. The leadership team is also determined to invigorate, inspire, and invest in this association of talented, hardworking realtors every single day. And that will be the foundation of our leadership for the next year. I'd like for us to influence a culture change where we are not devalued by the public or by technology. And that deserves an applause. That's my... I look to the committees for methods to increase member and consumer awareness of our legislative and lobbying efforts. Member awareness will increase member participation. All of this is going to require creativity and thinking out of the box plans. The real estate industry is totally unpredictable, and especially during that pandemic, so it's essential that we continue to thoughtfully examine the ways we connect to our clients and to our fellow realtors in 2020. So in closing, here are my 3 takeaways. Please remember that we want to hear your ideas. Every meeting and every conversation is a safe zone. Number 2, diverse voices and viewpoints from all around Missouri will strengthen our association and our industry. And number 3, keep being a snowflake. Okay? Thank you. Que Dios te bendiga. That means God bless you. And where's Bill? There he is, right behind me. Can I go now? Huh?
You're lucky to have this lady. Unfortunately, it's just for 1 year.
Or luckily.
Yeah, well, let's see. Thank you, Janet. Hang on. All right. Before we wrap up, we have a very special guest with us. Would Mark Smith, Chief of Police for Clayton Police Department, please come forward for a special presentation? Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thanks, Bill. Janet, can you come back up here? I'm sorry. Rick, why don't you come up here too? So Janet, Rick and I conspired, and yes. So good evening, everybody. And as Bill said, my name is Mark Smith. I am the Chief of Police for the Clayton Police Department. And in July of 1984, before her career as a realtor, Janet Judd joined the Clayton Police Department, and she became our first Clayton police officer, female police officer. At the Clayton PD, Janet met her future husband, Rick, who was also a police officer there. And in 1904, when Janet started in law enforcement, women only made up 5% of all police officers nationwide. And you know it takes courage to be a police officer, and I think Janet had an extra dose of courage to be the first female officer in Clayton, and at the time, the only one, right? All by herself. So, thank you. What's that? 55 guys and 1 woman. That's a strong woman. And so today, women are much more involved in policing, and many have been elevated to leadership positions, and that's thanks to pioneering women like Janet, who had the courage to get into the field. So Janet, to honor your achievement tonight and to recognize your historical place at the Clayton Police Department, I have a special gift for you. Rick, would you hold the plaque? So this is an antique police baton. We don't use these anymore, but might be able to use it during some negotiations, right? Or on Rick, yes. So it has her badge number on here, 201, and it has the Clayton Police badge etched in it, and then the plaque holder that goes on the wall says, Janet Judd, DSN 201, in recognition and sincere appreciation of your dedicated service as the first female officer for the city of Clayton. There you go. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. You didn't know? You're welcome. Oh, that's cool. You hold on to it. Keep a good secret.
Thank you. Thank you, Mark, and I want to thank everyone for attending this evening. I'd like to welcome the Facts of Life, a high-energy band offering broad playlists ranging from Sinatra to Bruno Mars. Enjoy the evening. Thank you all. Be careful traveling home.